It's happening. You may not be aware of it, but your body just got hit by a psychic storm, and the effects are only beginning. Today, your body becomes the battleground between two cosmic forces. Venus has just slipped into Gemini. Meanwhile, Neptune has begun its slow-motion rewind. It's like the universe just hit play and rewind at the same time. And here's the real kicker. This isn't just energy, it's hitting your body like a hidden frequency spike. You will feel it. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. If you woke up this morning with a random word, name, or strange sentence echoing in your head, keep watching, because there's one specific reason this is happening right now. I'll explain exactly why later on, so stick around. Have you been catching yourself doing something on autopilot, like walking into a room and forgetting why? If it's been happening more than usual, feel free to drop it in the comments. You are not alone, and patterns like this might not be as random as they seem. But that's not even the wildest part, because something else just snapped wide open. You may suddenly feel the urge to talk for hours, share things you haven't thought about in years, overshare, ramble, spill secrets, or go completely silent. No middle ground. Venus has activated Gemini, and Gemini rules the throat. But it's not just communication, it's transmission. And that means your throat chakra isn't just open, it's flooded. You might catch yourself saying something that feels like it didn't even come from you, or hearing your own voice and thinking, that didn't sound like me. It's spiritual feedback. This portal is wide open, and it's letting things through. Some of them might be yours. Some of them might not be. But this is only the beginning, because something weirder is starting to happen behind the scenes. If your eyes have felt weird today, like they're wide open, almost too open, you're not alone. Light might feel sharper. Screens might feel harsher. You might find yourself blinking more than usual, or even needing to close your eyes just to feel normal again. And here's why. Your eyes aren't just seeing, they're translating. Neptune has officially gone retrograde, and when that happens, something subtle but profound begins to shift. This isn't about dreams and illusions floating around in your sleep, it's about inner vision being turned way up. Neptune retrograde strips away fog, and for some people that's clarity. But for others, it can be too much, too fast. And then there's Venus in Gemini. This transit sharpens mental stimulation, speed, attention. Your mind is catching every flicker, every movement, every face, every headline. The result? A hyper-alert, ultra-sensitive, perceptual field. You're not just noticing what's there, you're noticing what's between the things. Today's vision isn't about eyesight, it's about insight overload. You might feel like you're seeing things out of the corner of your eye that disappear when you turn. You might notice patterns in shadows, flickers in lights, or odd reflections that seem to pulse. These aren't hallucinations. This is what happens when the veil of illusion starts pulling back, and your perception hasn't quite caught up. The body translates all of that as overwhelm, and your eyes are the first filter to get blown wide open. If you've been finding it hard to concentrate, hard to read, or even hard to keep your eyes open for long stretches, you're sinking to something bigger than just the physical. And that tension, it's going somewhere next. Because for many people, it's now showing up in a very specific place. If your eye has been twitching today, seemingly out of nowhere, there's a very real energetic explanation. No, you're not lacking sleep. No, it's not just stress. This is one of the most common physical symptoms people report during periods of energetic friction. And when two planetary forces collide like today, your body will find ways to release the static. A twitching eye is often dismissed as nothing, but in energy-sensitive people, it can actually be a sign that your nervous system is trying to ground something it doesn't quite understand. Venus in Gemini is activating fast, electric energy, like rapid downloads, quick thoughts, mental overactivity. Combine that with Neptune's retrograde haze, the return of intuitive signals, half-formed insights, emotional echoes, and suddenly your system is managing input from two directions at once. Your eye isn't malfunctioning, it's adapting. This kind of twitch isn't a flaw. It's your body trying to regulate frequency. The subtle energy that your mind can't process, it hits the small, sensitive muscle groups. That's why twitches often show up in the face, hands, or around the eyes, places where tension and energy meet skin. You might also feel it flutter when you're hearing something intense, or when you're thinking about something that doesn't quite make logical sense, but feels weirdly important. That's not a coincidence. It's a signal. And while it may feel minor, it's a clue that something deeper is moving through. Because in a moment, your thoughts themselves might start speaking in loops, and you'll need to pay very close attention to the exact words echoing back. If words loop in your brain when you wake up, don't ignore them. You open your eyes, and a phrase is already there. A word you don't remember hearing, a name you don't recognize, a sentence that doesn't even seem to make sense. But it loops, over and over again, like a song lyric stuck in your head, except it's not from a song, and it didn't come from you. This is not random. When Venus shifts into Gemini, it doesn't just activate the tongue or the throat, it begins pulling threads from the mental and the metamental. Communication opens beyond speech. Thoughts don't just come from you, they pass through you. And when Neptune turns retrograde, that invisible wall that usually filters out the strange stuff, the dream memories, the subconscious fragments, the bleed-throughs from timelines you don't consciously know, begins to crack. Some words aren't meant to be understood right away. They're meant to be carried. That random phrase you woke up with this morning, it may have come from a dream, but it didn't stay there. Venus in Gemini speaks in metaphors, symbols, double meanings. And in this high-energy collision with Neptune, those messages can ride in on the back of sleep, bypassing logic and landing directly into your early waking consciousness. These words are like energetic placeholders. They don't need to make sense yet. Your system stores them, repeats them, circles around them, until the moment clicks. Later today, or maybe next week, something you see or hear will line up with that exact phrase, and suddenly you'll know. You're not losing your mind. You're downloading something ahead of its time. So if you woke up this morning with a strange sentence echoing in your head, don't brush it off. Write it down. Keep it somewhere. That message wasn't random. It was delivered. Because your mind isn't just receiving information right now, it's acting as a translator for everything the body can't put into words. And the pressure from all of that, it's got to go somewhere. Have you had strange temperature shifts today? Out of nowhere, your body suddenly burns up. Then, just as quickly, a chill down the spine, a cold sweat, a breeze that seems to come from inside your skin. No fever, no illness, no physical explanation, but it's real. When Venus enters Gemini, the body becomes an antenna, not just for thoughts, but for data. This isn't symbolic. It's literal energetic data being processed through the nervous system. Venus here brings fast signals, quick impulses, electric-like sensations that don't have time to integrate fully, so your body has to find another outlet. And in most people, that outlet is heat. Flash heats, pulse flares, a random sweat behind your knees, a warmth that seems to come from the chest outward. These are micro-spiritual flare-ups, signals being run through your internal wiring faster than your system is used to handling. Think of it like an energetic software update. The system runs hot while rewriting old code. Now layer that with Neptune's retrograde pull, a force that drains, dissolves, melts excess spiritual clutter. As Venus runs energy in, Neptune pulls energy out. This push-pull dynamic can create what feels like internal temperature chaos. For some, that means a sudden heat wave. For others, the body compensates by chilling, like it's trying to cool itself from a frequency it doesn't understand yet. You might find yourself getting hot during conversations that trigger emotion, or cold when something clicks intuitively. It's not psychosomatic, it's energetic metabolization. What matters is, nothing is wrong with you. If the changes are harmless and there's no real-world cause, your body might just be doing exactly what it needs to keep up with what's coming in. You may feel like you're living two lives at once. There's the version of you that's here, scrolling, watching, doing the next thing. And then there's the other one, the version that's not fully in your body, the one that keeps drifting, the one that can't focus or forgets what it walked into a room for, the one that wakes up feeling like it already lived a full day somewhere else. Welcome to dual reality sickness. This isn't some abstract spiritual concept, it's the real physical confusion your body goes through when your mind is trying to exist in two timelines at once. And today, it's stronger than ever. Because Venus in Gemini is speeding up the present moment, stacking layers of thought, multitasking, hyper-noticing everything, while Neptune in retrograde is doing the exact opposite. It's pulling your energy backward into memories, dreams, past timelines, and forgotten fragments. The now wants your attention. The past wants resolution, and your body is caught between them. This clash causes a kind of floatiness that's hard to describe unless you felt it. You're not tired. You're not quite awake either. You might go through an entire conversation and realize you weren't fully there for most of it. You may dream vividly, even lucidly, and then wake up foggy, emotional, or shaken, but with no memory of what happened. That's because your subconscious is doing double shifts, trying to process two stories in parallel. Some people are reporting sleep patterns flipping completely. Others wake up feeling jet-lagged even when they haven't left the house. And many are saying their inner world feels more real than the external one. That's not coincidence. That's Neptune's grip pulling harder, and Venus's Gemini influence making it impossible to tune out. You may also feel moments where time seems to stretch unnaturally. Minutes feel like hours, and hours disappear like seconds. You're not broken, you're not ungrounded. You're in a rare overlap zone where the timeline you came from is brushing up against the one you're living now. So if you feel like you're constantly waking up from something throughout the day, or like part of you is missing when you speak or move, know that this is part of the energetic recalibration. The self you're becoming is still sinking, and the way your body tries to re-anchor during all this might just start with your tongue. Craving sugar and citrus out of nowhere? Your body is trying to ground. Let's get one thing clear. If you're suddenly obsessed with orange juice, biting into lemons, or thinking about chocolate more than usual, it's not just a snack attack. Your taste buds are being hijacked. Venus in Gemini is currently flooding your system with mental noise, thought loops, information pings, sudden urges to scroll, text, talk, jump topics, and multitask everything, even your emotions. And what does the body do when the mind gets overloaded like that? It reaches for the fastest possible anchor it can find: flavor. Right now, your taste buds are working overtime, trying to pull you back into your body. Sweet, sour, spicy, sharp. These aren't cravings in the traditional sense. These are emergency grounding mechanisms. You're not trying to indulge, you're trying to land. Your mouth becomes a portal back to the present moment when your mind starts drifting too far out. Citrus, especially, is showing up in people's cravings. The reason: Neptune in retrograde. Its energy is watery, misty, dreamlike, and it dilutes focus. It fogs logic. It turns your mental field into a kind of sleepy haze. Citrus cuts through that fog like a blade. It's sharp, it's solar, it's bright, and your system recognizes that. The same goes for sugar. When you're mentally overstimulated but emotionally underprocessed, which is a classic Venus in Gemini condition, the body starts looking for fast hits. Not just dopamine, but density. Sugar provides an immediate energetic weight. It grounds floating thoughts. Even a small bite can trigger a moment of presence when everything else feels scattered. And let's not forget spice. People who usually avoid heat may suddenly find themselves craving that one hot sauce they thought was too intense. Spicy food forces you into your senses. It creates heat, sweat, and sensation. And sensation brings you back to now. But there's one more layer. Your body knows when your spirit's trying to leave the room. And sometimes, flavor is the only rope that can pull it back. If your eating habits feel strange today, more impulsive, more vivid, more intense, don't beat yourself up. This isn't about discipline, it's about recalibration. Your system is trying to sort signal from static, clarity from chaos. And if that means biting into something tangy or sweet or fire-level spicy just to feel real again, let it. You may have already noticed it. That strange sensation that has nothing to do with dry skin, allergies, or bug bites. It doesn't flare like a rash. It doesn't come with redness. It's deeper. It's as if your actual frequency is trying to crawl out of your skin. People are reporting an itch that feels like it's coming from beneath the surface, especially in high-energy zones like the arms, the back of the neck, and right down the spine. Right now, Venus in Gemini is spinning up mental energy at an intense pace. The mind is moving faster than usual. And Neptune in retrograde? That's opening up dormant frequencies that have been lying deep within the body. The result? A kind of internal exfoliation. Your energy body is trying to slough off the outdated programs, and your skin feels it first. This itch isn't about the surface layer. It's about the layers you can't see, the psychic, old skin that's ready to fall away. And just like when snakes prepare to shed, there's friction, there's movement, there's pressure against the edges of what no longer fits. What makes this even more intense is that the areas most affected, arms, spine, neck, are transmission lines. These are places where your energetic body processes input and output. The arms carry the charge of communication and action. The spine holds your core signal. The neck is your channel, literally your throat portal. And when all of that is receiving high-volume frequency upgrades at once, you feel it as irritation, tension, and this very specific internal itch. You're not imagining it. You're not going crazy. You're just in the middle of a frequency update, and your physical shell is catching up with your energetic self. If it feels like your skin is trying to speak, listen. It's not asking for lotion. It's asking for release. Stretching, shaking, breath work, anything that moves energy will help. Because the more you allow your energy body to shed, the more aligned your physical self becomes. And once that's done, that deep skin agitation transforms. It shifts into sensation, into sensitivity, into clarity. But until then, your nervous system will keep processing, especially in one part of the body that's holding more than it should. You're literally carrying energetic data across timelines, and it's heavy. You know that tension in your neck and shoulders you've been chalking up to bad posture, a weird pillow, or too much screen time. Let's get honest, this isn't physical strain. This is psychic compression. And it's happening right after certain thoughts. Ever notice that? 1 minute you're fine, then you remember something from years ago, or a strange image flashes in your mind, or you speak a sentence that feels like it didn't even come from you. And suddenly, your shoulders tighten. The back of your neck locks up, your jaw gets heavy, and there's no logical explanation. Some thoughts don't just pass through you, they weigh you down because they're carrying entire realities. Neptune retrograde is stirring the pot of old timelines. It's pulling fragments of past versions of you, old decisions, old conversations, even old dreams, up to the surface. And Venus in Gemini? It's amplifying the mental link to those fragments. This isn't passive nostalgia, it's active data retrieval. You're remembering things or thinking things that contain full energetic charges. And when you process them, your energy body holds them physically in place. That's why your shoulders feel tense after certain thoughts. It's not stress, it's spiritual bandwidth. And the neck? It's the bridge. The place where thought turns into speech and where inner awareness tries to meet the external world. When you have too many tabs open in your head, like Gemini loves to do, and you're simultaneously trying to navigate emotional echoes from Neptune's timeline, the neck takes the hit. Your throat is the gate, but your neck is the toll booth. And right now, there's a traffic jam of timelines trying to pass through. What's wild is that this tightness doesn't always show up during emotional moments. It shows up after them, sometimes hours later. That's because the processing happens in delay, when the energy body starts to file what you couldn't fully feel at the time. This isn't bad circulation. This is your body becoming a receptor. You may have felt it already. That pins and needles sensation running through your arms, your legs, your fingertips. Maybe as you're sitting still, maybe first thing in the morning. It might feel like something's waking up inside you before you do. The classic reaction is to shake it off. Stretch it. Blame it on sleeping weird. But today, under this dual cosmic collision of Neptune retrograde and Venus in Gemini, that tingling might be doing something else entirely. Because here's the truth. Your physical body is responding to electrical recalibration, especially now. Because Venus in Gemini isn't just stirring your thoughts, it's making them travel. Energy wants to move fast, and your limbs, your reaching parts, are the highways. When you feel that buzz shoot down your arm or through your fingertips, ask yourself, what was I just thinking? What emotion was I sitting with? The tingle is trying to transmit something, not just exist. You're not just reacting, you're channeling. You're translating frequencies into feeling. And while some people may shrug this off as just weird nerve stuff, others, especially those tuned in, will realize this is the body's way of helping you process energy that the mind can't hold on its own. So next time you feel that surge, don't dismiss it. Sit with it. Let it flow. And ask yourself, what's trying to come through me right now? Because after all this movement, after the mental surges, the sensory rewiring, and the nervous system overload, your body won't just buzz. It'll crave stillness. And in that stillness, something strange might happen. You may start to hear silence, but not the absence of sound, the presence of it. And that's when you'll know this wasn't just sensation. This was activation. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.